All right, so tonight I thought I would talk about something that I think a lot of eBay sellers just assume works, that this is a good idea to do, but I have never really seen anybody actually measuring whether it does or not. And that thing that I want to talk about is sending out offers. I'm sure when you log into your eBay account and you go to the Seller Hub, you'll see the option there that eBay gives you, send this number of offers, and they seem to really encourage you to send those offers. It seems like sending offers should boost your sales and help with converting shoppers to be buyers. But I decided I was actually going to put it to the test. I'll do it in my own store and see what really happens. I'm not going to present any theories or guessing. I'm just going to provide the numbers of what happened over the last week. So what gave me this idea? Well, I use business policies for mostly for shipping things, also for return policies and things like this. eBay allows you to create these policies and just plug them into your listings. And I think they work out pretty well, but sometimes they can give you some problems. So this basically all started because the USPS raised its shipping rates recently. And I wanted to go into my business policies and change them to reflect these new higher costs. But if you use business policies, maybe you will understand this problem. You may know this already, but if a listing has an active offer on it, there's a lot of things that you're not allowed to change, including the cost of the shipping. It's basically to prevent some kind of bait and switch tactics. And if you want to edit your business policies, and some of those policies are already associated with some listings that have offers out on them, it basically eBay creates duplicates. You'll have the edited business policy, plus it will keep the previous policy. Basically, it can turn your eBay account into a real mess. You can have hundreds of business policies when you really only wanted to have 6 or 7. So I decided I was going to stop sending offers for a few days and give enough time for all of my currently outstanding offers to expire. And then I would be able to make the adjustments to my business policies without causing havoc in my shop. So during that time when I wasn't sending out any offers, the offers that were being recommended to send were building. This number was getting higher and higher and higher. And I started to think, wait a minute, what if I really track this information now? I'm going to have a big pile of offers that I'm going to be able to send all at once. And then it would be pretty easy for me to track whether any of those things actually sold or not. So I basically stopped sending offers last Monday and then let them build up until Thursday. That's when I started sending them out again. And the first day, I think it was, let's see, Thursday I sent out approximately, I've got all these papers here. I sent out approximately 131 offers. And what I did was, before I sent the offer, I printed out the list I just pressed print on the eBay page and printed out all of the things that I was going to send offers on. And that way I could compare my sales to this sheet the next day. If I was going to do this, well, the next day I learned my lesson. I had to put these in alphabetical order, so it would make it much easier to find. Once a listing sold, I could find it on this sheet easier. When they're not in alphabetical order, you have to look at every single one of these listings until you find the right one. But anyway, I figured that out. And so over the course of the next 5 days, starting on Thursday and then going until Monday, after I had all of my active offers cleared and I was able to update those business policies, I started to send 10% offers. So over that 5 days, I sent out a total of 299 offers, just to interested buyers, the people that eBay allowed me to. I didn't cherry pick through there to try to find things that I thought were older or things that I really needed to sell. I just sent the offers on every listing. Everyone that eBay recommended, I did it. I did send an offer on. And then I started writing down the results of what happened. Now, before I get to the results, I want to say that this is really more just like data collection than an actual experiment. However, when I am trying to do experiments on eBay, I want you to know that all experiments on eBay are flawed. There are so many variables that are out of the control of the seller that you can't really do a true scientific study. So you can't control the people who are shopping. This week is different from the previous week. You can't control the world at large. The economy has a big say in what people are feeling like they can do for shopping. Maybe they're deciding this week I need to save my money, and they're not going on eBay to shop. And you can't control what eBay does. They could be changing stuff around in a way that we don't have any understanding of. So basically, I'm going to tell you the numbers that I got here, but any other seller, or even me, if I did this a week later or 2 weeks later or a month from now, might get totally different results. This is not scientific proof. It's just the actual real world data from my store. So I want you to take anything that I say with a grain of salt, and anything that you hear anybody else talking about, you should be questioning that as well. But this is what I found. I sent out 299 offers, and out of those 299 offers, a grand total of 8 buyers accepted my offer. So that's not great. Two additional items sold at full price. So I don't know if that was somebody just happened to find my listing that had an offer on it and bought it, or if the person I sent the offer to paid full price on mistake. Maybe it was an accident. I don't know. But it's a total of 10 sales out of 299 offers. So basic percentages, that means 2.7% acceptance rate of my offers. So if we want to look at it another way, it's basically 1 sale out of every 37 offers. So honestly, I was pretty surprised by that number. I love sending offers. I'm usually looking at my eBay app. No, throughout the day, I probably look at it 100 times, 200 times. And the main thing I'm looking for is do I have the ability to send any offers out right now? And I'm sending those offers all throughout the day as often as I can. And I feel like if I don't send them, I could be missing out on sales. I might be leaving money on the table, and I just like to send them. It feels like it's going to result in sales. But in my store, at least during this testing period, 97% of the people that I sent offers to did nothing. They did not accept the offer. They didn't counter the offer. They didn't buy the item. They just totally ignored the offer. I have to remember that sending these offers isn't really free. Every offer means lower margins. I'm taking a percentage off potential sale. My listings are going to be locked from editing, at least for the 48 hours or more that eBay offers are active. And it means the extra work of actually going in and sending these offers out periodically throughout the day. And all of that work and trouble resulted in 8 sales. So is this actually helping my business, or am I just sending these offers because it feels like the right thing to do? So the takeaway for me and for my store, I guess most of my sales are not coming from offers. They're coming from having decent inventory that somebody wants. That item is found via normal eBay searches, and I hopefully have the correct fair market value price on my items. The sales are not coming probably because of discounts, and I don't need to probably keep obsessing about constant price cuts in order to keep the store surviving. But I'm not quite done with offers yet, and I think this is going to get interesting here. So in a previous video, I must have mentioned something about sending out 10% offers, and a viewer left a comment saying that he or she has better results when they send out 8% offers over 10%. So next week, take a look at the eBay Lab video that's coming out next week. I'm going to run the exact same experiment. But this time I'm offering 8% offers instead of 10%. So I don't anticipate there's going to be too much of a change, but we'll see if that tiny difference does give us positive results. If it does, great. We'll do a little bit more work looking into this. And if it doesn't, that tells us something too. So if you want to see how that turns out, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be doing these eBay Lab videos every week. They're coming out on Fridays now. And I'm doing other videos every other day of the week. So yeah, subscribe, follow along. We're going to try to nail down if any of these myths and legends and theories about how eBay works actually are meaningful. I did have one order today, so it's been, I mean, I'm not sure what's happening, just like a slow day today. I've got one order that needs to be packed. So hopefully we get some more orders before the night is over. It's relatively early, 8:45. We've got a lot of time until the end of the day. So let's go pack the one order and then keep our fingers crossed for at least one or two more before the night is done. So I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is another order came in. This happened last night too, as I was walking from the photo booth over there to the packing bench here. A sale came in. So that's great. That's good news. The bad news is it was the result of one of those offers that I sent out last night. So it's going to be throwing off some of those statistics that I just talked about a little bit. Still, I think the point still stands. Okay, going to get these two things packed and be done for tonight. It's going to be a short, early night, and I need one of those right now, I think. So I have right here this small stack of paperback books by John D. MacDonald. So I think he was sort of like a pulpy kind of author. These books probably written in the 60s, I would guess. I don't really know the information, but I know that in the recent years, he has sort of built up a little bit of a following as a more literary author than maybe some of his contemporaries. So these didn't sell for much. Let's see. We're looking at $18 for 9 paperbacks. So $2 a piece. There's no way you could sell an individual book like this and have it be worth your while. But having a good stack of them, if you've got $22 books, you've got $40 sale right there. So I would like to have sold these for a little bit more, but $17.99 is fine plus shipping. I'm going to wrap these two stacks up kind of into these little paper bricks and then put them in this box. Packing session right here. 2 very easy things to pack. So we're going to probably be done in about five minutes, maybe 10. So yeah, they both fit in there just fine. I'm going to just put some potted up paper and this little gap down here and a little bit more on the top. And these books are ready to go. This is a used Amazon box. Is this one of mine? No, this one came from work. I bring boxes home from work whenever I can. We used to have a lot more quality boxes, but we started doing a lot of ordering from Amazon there. So we got Amazon boxes and I'll use them. I don't have any problem using them. This one needs barcode covered, so I'm gonna get a little label here. All right, books. I'm gonna write on here books. I'm gonna get a weight on it and measurement, and then I'll write on here the name of the person it's going to, the initials. 11 by 8 by 4, 11, 8, 4. I'll get the initials of the buyer on here so I can match up the label in a little bit. And let's see, it's going to RC and NC. RC in North Carolina, so that one's done. And then this sale here, this is a disappointing one. I got this Sony Discman at a estate sale, and it's in the box. This is going to be a great turnaround. Everything looks brand new. It's never been used. I mean, it looks like it's been used, but some of the stuff hasn't. Definitely hasn't. The player itself probably has been, but just with batteries maybe. It has all of the accessories that it came with and the original box. It's got to be a good sale, but as soon as I tested it, it doesn't work. So probably just belts in there should be replaced. Somebody who knows what they're doing will be able to fix this for 15 cents for a rubber belt. But for me, I'm not going to do that. Also, I barely paid anything for it. I got this from a estate sale where the lady just told me just pile up anything you want and she'll give me a price on it. And I can't remember the total price I paid at that sale, but each individual item was only 58 cents. So I paid 58 cents for this CD player. And I expected it to go for like 70 to 120, something like that, if it was in working condition. And even broken, I thought it would do okay, but no. It's just been sitting for a little while, and finally somebody took my offer on it, and they bought this for $16.18, which is, I mean, that's a good return on investment. 58 cents, and now it's turned into $16. That's not too bad. But on a day like today, when we only have 2 sales, it's nice if one of them is a little bit higher value. So yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed for more sales. I mention it all the time, but I'm here in Chicago, so Central Time. eBay is over there in San Francisco or wherever they are. And their day ends at 2 a.m. That means my day ends at 2 a.m. So I offer next day shipping. So any sales that come in before 2 a.m. tonight, I have to ship out tomorrow, whether I have the time to do it or not. I could change my policy on that, but I'm not going to. This is a CD player. It weighs 2 pounds even, which is good. And it's 12 by 10 by 5, 12, 10, 5. I wonder where this is going. Let's see. It's going to CC in Texas. So that's it. Those 2 sales today. And like I said, fingers crossed for a couple more. It's almost 9 now. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So we got like 4 or 5 hours. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. We got 5 hours. We could get more sales tonight, but can't count on those. So I'm going to get labels for these, and then I'll be back to tell you exact profits. Obviously, it's not going to be very much. All right, that's it for now. Just the 2 sales that really don't add up to much. So let's look at these individually. The John McDonald lot of 9 paperbacks, that sold for $17.99. I paid $2.25 for that stack of books. So the shipping fee that I charged was $5.47. The actual shipping, $5.22. So what do we make there? 25 cents? 15 cents? Something. We make a little bit of money there. And then the eBay fees were $3.85. So that leaves us with a profit of $12.14 on that stack of books. And then the Sony CD player, for parts or for repair, unfortunately, $16.18 we sold it for, and after fees and cost of goods and shipping, we're at $14.68 profit on that CD player. So total profit for today. This has got to be the worst day of the year. I think maybe I had one worse day than this. I think I had an $11 day. Yeah, there it is on the 5th. I only sold 1 thing on January 5th, but today we sold 2, and we're at a total profit of $26.82. So yeah, not great, but we are coming off a pretty good weekend, so can't complain about it too much. But I'm looking for more like 6 sales per day, not 2. Seems like I'm averaging about between 6 and 10 sales a day. So 2 sales a day, not good. Is Tuesday a good day or bad day? Who knows? I used to keep a chart over here where I was tracking which days of the week were best, and Tuesday was up there. So maybe we will get more sales today. In any event, right now I have 20 offers that I could send, 8% now, but I'm going to hold off on those until Thursday to get, a little bit closer to the experiment that I did last week. So we'll see how it goes. For now, I'm going to call it a night. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to take everything that everybody on YouTube says with a grain of salt, and we'll see you again tomorrow night.